Welcome. This is the Darien Sewer Commission, regular meeting of Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. It is 4:30 PM. We are meeting in room 206 of Town Hall and calling the meeting to order pretty much at 4:30. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of November 1st.
I saw one transposition typo, but that was it.
I saw one omission.
Oh, that's more important.
On page 4 of 6, item number 6, 246 Norotan Avenue. The commission also asked that the contractor and homeowner come to the next meeting.
I don't remember that.
I do, because I asked.
Okay.
And you want to know the worst part? I looked it up, and you repeated what I said.
Wow, that is the worst part. It's getting worse as we go.
But I couldn't remember what I said, so, well, actually Penny looked it up and said that you repeated what I said.
On that same item, just the spelling on explaining in the second
Oh.
sentence of the bold section.
Spelling where?
Second line of the bold section, under 6.
Number 6.
Mr. Hillman.
Explaining?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
And if you just go up the page to number 5 in the bold part at the end, it's Van Winkle.
Oh, yeah.
Van Winkle.
Got some loose fingers on this one.
Good catch.
oh, they transposed the I and the N in your name
Yeah. it's
on
just
number
trans-
5,
Now
page 4 of 6,
the
number
W
5.
is silent.
That's what I didn't recognize.
Keep going down,
Oh,
right there.
oh, I thought you added a new member.
Winkle.
Did you have a spelling in it or something?
That was it, Winkle.
Oh, that was it,
It wasn't really, it was just a transposition, not really.
okay. Okay, can I get a motion?
Sure, I'll move to approve it.
As revised?
Yes,
Revised.
second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you.
minutes have passed. Election of officers. It's always a surprise when we come down to this section. I think currently I'm the chairman, Bob is the vice chairman, and who's the secretary?
Reese.
Reese is the secretary? Anybody
I think
want a
that's,
vote of confidence on the slate?
yeah, I would put a vote of confidence to that slate.
I would.
Okay, we got a first, we got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I don't know, I didn't see.
1, 2.
Oh, those
Thank
two,
you.
I didn't want a first or Craig and I
We're
didn't
the
want a
non-
first or
We're the
second.
non-officers.
Thank you.
So it's stay the course.
Yes. Or, no, you're an officer.
Good. Item number 4, sewer user fee appeals, starting with 4A, 2 Leeds Lane, Nandini and Charles Hawley. Do we have anyone
No,
representing?
according to Penny, they're out of the country.
Does this look like a straightforward one or not?
Well, it does. What it is, they had a leak in their sprinkler system, but their sprinkler system was, according to the paperwork, was winterized on November 15th.
Mhm.
So, and November is still one of the higher ones, if you look at the chart. And the November reading could actually bleed into the December reading, depending on when the reading is,
Mhm.
even though it was shut the 15th.
Mhm.
So Penny proposed, and I agree, to drop December and then use January, February, January, February, and March. And then times it times 4 and come up with
That's of 2022,
yes.
first column.
No, that's 2021, 2022. Oh, no, 2022, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because November, there's the number still being high in December, like you said, if it's turned off the 15th, depending on when they read the meter in
Mhm.
November, December could still be skewed by the leak.
Yeah, okay, that's not what's done.
So we're suggesting a granting the appeal to a new bill of $1,458.56.
Yes,
Okay. So is that your motion, Bob?
yes.
Do I get a second on the
Right
motion?
here.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, appeal granted to $1,458.56 with the math as recommended by staff and confirmed by Mr. Hill. All right, 4B, 14 Edgewood Road, 54 Sagamore LLC, care of Ron and Julie Malloy. All right, come on up,
Step
sir.
up to the lectern, please.
Describe the nature of your appeal. First say your name and your address, and then describe the nature of your
Sure. How you doing? My name is Christopher Malloy. I'm one of the owners of the LLC. I'm
Okay.
not the one listed on the it's not in their name, but I'm one of the owners. The nature of the appeal is we took possession of the house. Heat was on. We did actually turn off one of the primary valve, but there was a secondary valve that wasn't on. The property was vacant at the time. One of the pipes actually didn't burst but came loose, even though it was a cold area, and it ended up flooding the basement a bit. To resolve it, the property was in the process of going through a permit to do a massive renovation. Since then, that renovation has been completed, and the house is now on the market. We are just asking, very little water was being used. It wasn't like it was filling a pool because there was no pool on the property.
How was it pumped out? Where'd the water go after it hit the basement?
We just pumped it to daylight
Okay.
into the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got the hang of it here.
Okay.
And the numbers seem pretty clear. That happened in January of.
Sometime between late January, early February. Not sure exactly when it was. It was approximately
January.
Somewhere, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sir.
I'd make a motion that we make charge $267.36 as recommended.
The minimum, yep,
Okay. Do I got a second on the motion?
yep.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Have a great day.
Appeal is granted to the staff recommended charge of $267.36.
What do I do at this?
Nothing. So you'll get a new bill
Okay.
and then pay it.
Okay, I think we've already paid that, but
Well,
we'll look.
Oh,
out for it.
okay. If you've already paid something, then you'll get a credit.
Great, awesome.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you very much, we'll look for the bill. Appreciate your service, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
item 4C, 32 Cherry Street, Mr. John J. Ryan. 4C, the nature of your appeal, sir. Well, first your name and your address again
Yeah.
for the record.
As you mentioned, Mr. Chairman and distinguished commissioners, John Ryan, 32 Cherry Street.
I
can't
was
be-
born on Thanksgiving, so if you want to call me a turkey, you can.
That's okay, all right. Well, I have to make a personal comment. I think of all the hundreds of meetings I've been to, I think you guys must be the last commission known to mortal man that I haven't done something with, so.
Well,
I
welcome.
feel personally honored, you know.
I'm a little offended you haven't been here sooner. I
Yeah,
mean, the
well,
sewer
you know, I
commission
mean,
is where it's
obviously, it's
at.
the luck of the draw. It's also bad because I've never had me as an applicant before. But anyway, we have an enclosure letter that's pretty terse because Penny, who was wonderful, told me exactly what it was you needed to know.
Okay,
And it's, I won't waste your time explaining what's in the letter because it's pretty cogent and self-explanatory. But basically, we had a leak that we didn't know about because I had shut everything off in the post-catastrophe mode there while we were waiting on the federal grant stuff. And I got an outrageous bill from Aquarian, called them up and spoke to a very nice young lady who put me through all these testing things, like put coffee or Coca-Cola in the sink and all that. It wasn't any of those things. A pipe had broken under the house, which no one could have detected, and it was running all that time. And so it didn't even go through the municipal system. It went out in the crawl space and, you know,
we'd like to
whatever.
hear.
Happy to answer any questions, but
Let's make the motion.
Go for it.
I'll make a motion that we charge them the minimum of $267.36.
We got a second by Peter. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, your appeal is granted, sir.
thank you. You folks are way too efficient. I'm stunned. You know.
I've been
It's
looking-
taken time to get to
I've
this
been
level.
looking at this since Thursday,
Oh, okay,
so,
awesome. Thank you very much.
and Penny was looking at it prior to that, so,
Yeah.
staff.
Oh, and
We have a
someday we
fabulous
will
staff.
actually, hopefully, without wasting your time, because I always tell people, I feel unfortunately like the oncologist who gets cancer. I know way too much about all these bureaucratic nightmare topics. And there's a whole set of different federal grants. You have to apply for the right one. The FEMA money, you probably know all this stuff. The FEMA repair money does not cover elevating property to solve this.
Yeah, no.
And
that's a different-
I'm
that's a
shocked
different
that
grant.
people aren't doing this,
Yeah.
from what I can find out. But anyway, I don't really feel like eating $300,000 on the value of the property, so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, good luck with that.
thank you. Have a good evening.
Okay, so far Penny's got a perfect score. We're gonna see here if it,
She's 4 for 4.
wow, okay. Item 4D, 32 Gardner Street, Grant Badura. I don't see Mr. Badura in the audience, so let's take a look at the appeal and see if it's straightforward.
It is, in my opinion. He said he used outside water, and that led to the high number for November. So Penny dropped that and used the other 4 months and annualized it and came up with a bill.
Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward based on the last 3 years of water use. That was just an anomaly in November and very easily could have been irrigation water or outside water.
So I would make a motion for an amended bill of $454.08.
So I have a second on the motion.
Right here.
Peter seconds. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor? All right, the appeals are done and granted, and Penny is batting 1,000.
I told her that this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, bring her breakfast tomorrow morning or something. I don't know.
I told her that in 6 months she'd be running the place. Sorry,
That assumes she's not now. Give me a chance to pack.
All right, item 5 on the agenda, 25 Gardner Street.
That wasn't a reflection of you.
James and Christina Mellon. So why do we have, what's going on with Gardner Street?
Okay, Gardner Street, if you remember, they were billing the rear house,
I remember.
and it was meant to go to the front house. So now they have calculated a bill for them, and it's substantial. And I would assume they'll be here next month, because it's gonna be quite a surprise for them.
So let me look at these 2 letters here for a sec.
Particularly the 1,652.16.
Yeah. Yeah.
No clue.
My name is Frank Piccioletta.
Oh, you already did you're good.
What's that?
You're-
Granted.
We granted it.
Oh, you came
32 Gardner.
32 Gardner.
Yes.
They decided to bill you $464.08.
Okay, so we're all taken care of?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
The information we got from staff.
454 or 464?
$464.08. Right? 464.08.
45408.
Okay, sorry, I was.
Okay, no worries. All right, thank you very
We dropped
much.
the month that you said you had the excessive outside water use and used the other 4 months and annualized it to come up
Yeah.
with the bill.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much. Take
You're
care.
welcome.
Have a good evening.
I can't. It's 454.
So everything looks in order on item number 5. The thing that is bothering me is
Does that mean I'll get a refund or it'll just be credit for next year?
Did you pay already?
Yeah.
They're gonna send you a refund. We'll send it back. Take care.
You're struggling with that big number?
Big number?
Yeah.
Anybody actually
Well, they were getting,
No bill.
they were getting the minimum,
Right.
so they were gladly paying it.
I mean, it certainly looks like that, I don't know which year it is, this year is anomalous relative to prior years, but I guess we can let that,
That's why,
Come out.
that's why it came to light, because the rear house all of a sudden came to Penny asking about why it was so high, and then she did the research and found out that they were actually on a well. The rear house is on a well on Gardner Street, and the front house is on city water.
Got it.
And that's how this whole came to light. So there is a bit of a leak, if I would assume, and I don't have that paperwork
We
with
don't
us.
have that paperwork for the front house.
I'd have to pull it up from last month's packet.
Let's see who gets it first.
He's gonna do some secret school stuff.
Let's see.
Watch this.
What? It's gotta be him.
It's a race.
If it's-
Well, no, my sewer department folder has a lot of other stuff in it, so might not be me.
Might be easier
I can
just to
run
go
and
to the
get the
town
package if you
website.
want.
Well, that's true too. Anthony Penny, no, that's not it. When was our meeting?
You can kind of hear
Um,
him
well-
down the hallway with the packet.
The minutes
Might be
for
watching.
Packet,
November
there we go.
1st.
November 1st packet, loading. Loading, loading,
Oh, come on. I'm up.
okay, so this would be.
Oh, here it is.
The
Impressive.
item 3,
Impressive skills.
3J, oh, we're way down.
3J?
3J.
That's
What page
D.
is this, what page is that? 3J, there we go, okay,
F.
all right, there we go.
Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so there's a anomalous February with 8,600 cubic feet.
But unless we see the proof that we've always asked for, it's gonna.
March and April are down to 4 and 7.
Well, I mean, should we,
But don't we need to know if the water went down the drain? And, I mean, it's been our standard procedure is the problem.
I mean, I think we should maybe bill them and let them come in and holler.
I mean, I hate to shock them like that, but it has been our SOP
Yeah,
to ask.
but
for
let's just
certain things.
imagine, right, let's just imagine that 86 is anomalous. Another word for the day. I'm on fire today.
It doesn't exist. Okay.
Then what would we use? We would use.
We would just drop that and use
The
the
10,
other.
8, and 4, right? So that's
Yep.
30 times 3.
7.5, well, okay.
Is
that
90.
way, 100. Yep, 90,
90 times
which is
6,
0.88.
what's 90 times 6.88? Anyone?
600.
Probably around 600, because it's just short of 7, which would be 630.
All right, so that would have been 619.20, which is in between their amounts from the 2 prior years, minus the minimum charge. Would get that to 351.84, and then
I mean, it would be in line with the other 2
yeah,
years,
yeah.
but
Well, we would be asking them for, $1,054 instead of.
$2,400, basically.
Yeah, $2,354, I don't know.
And I mean, I would, if they had the proper documentation, I would gladly
Receipt that something was fixed.
go that way. But it's the way it's the operating procedure that we have, so I like to try and stay consistent.
Then why don't we do something, I'm sorry to interrupt. Why don't we put something in the letter that we send to them
Yeah,
that says,
looks like
these
you
are the
had-
figures, but it looks like you have.
Yeah, like. yeah,
An issue.
it Looks like there was a leak in February. If you can give us some proof that the leak was fixed or whatever the issue was taken care of, we can reduce the bill.
But you're,
Or you can file an appeal and get the bill reduced.
but we're gonna show them this billing
Yeah, we're gonna show them
Yeah.
her numbers that Penny had come up with.
With a
It looks
but.
like if you take that as an anomaly, then the
Yeah.
numbers kind of fall back in line.
Yes.
But they need to do some of the legwork too, and hopefully with an explanation of
Well,
where the
in
water
order
went
to
and
make
what
sure-
was the issue.
make sure it gets repaired.
Yeah, which it looks, whatever, it looks like it has been, right? It very clearly
The water usage dropped.
drops right back down
Yeah.
for the next few months. Okay, I am comfortable with you proceeding with the preparation of a revised cover letter that notes the unusually large water usage in February of 2022 and indicates that, if they can explain that in a reasonable fashion, the commission may consider an appeal of the 2022 amount. I guess I made a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Bob makes that
I'll
motion.
second.
Peter seconds the motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All right, moving along. 246 Norotan Avenue, gravity lateral inspection.
Approach this with great
I didn't
reverence.
write a letter yet.
What? 246. I did not, unfortunately.
Serious, or is it
I was not
gravity?
able to get to that.
Right.
While you were out.
No, it's okay, just as long as we,
But-
deal with it next month. It's not going anywhere, so.
Nothing to report at the moment.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and you would like them to join us, I guess is,
Yes, I'm, I mean,
It would
I'm,
behoove them to join us.
I'm kind of the opinion that that the contractor should, should make it right. Because of a pipe, a 17-foot pipe settling enough so the camera goes underwater is pretty extreme. And all that means is they did not prepare the soil underneath the pipe correctly. They added soil on top of it to make it bow.
okay.
And that's just gonna be, that's a, section that could possibly clog with more regularity than normal.
Agreed.
Okay, so the commission is asking to invite the owners in to discuss the lateral inspection.
And we think the owner is the builder, right? Is that true?
I have no idea.
I thought that came up last month.
That's not the impression I got. I thought that,
It is not, oh, okay.
I thought they had sold the house. That kind of why it kind of came up, so.
Yeah, whoever should have,
Yep.
whoever, I'll say neglected, I'll be nice, to get an inspection is who we would like to attend the meeting.
Okay.
The homeowner can also attend because they're the affected party, but
It reminds me of a story my dad used to tell me. My dad, of course, was a plumber in town, and he replaced a sewer lateral in the street one day for a customer and called up for the inspection and waited for a couple of hours. Nobody came by, so we backfilled it. I think it was Mr. Reith at the time. Came along to do the inspection. Everything was backfilled. He said, "I got to inspect the pipe." So my dad handed him the shovel and walked away.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to encourage
Different
any.
day,
I
different
don't,
time.
I don't want to encourage
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, no, we don't want to
It's a
encourage
good,
that.
it's a good story.
yeah, well, I think knowing your dad, I would have started digging.
All right. Item 7, I am recused on substance. On process, I will say there is nothing to discuss. The original suitor who came before you a couple of times is no longer has any contractual relationship with the owner, and so we'll wait for the next one to come along.
Okay.
Is there anything that wise, that you could comment on that we should be doing, because I'm assuming this isn't gonna go away.
Yeah, someone's gonna be back. They're
Someone's
be
gonna
asking
be
the same
back, so
questions.
is there something that maybe we should be doing now to prepare for that, or should we wait for the next
I think
request?
It's the nature of the general conversations we've had about this idea to employ the same strategies that EPC and P and Z employ when they have technical reports in front of them or questions in front of them, and, you know, should you two be the ones reviewing that, or do we want Arcadis, given now their institutional knowledge of the system, to help with those reviews? So we've batted that around a couple of times in the past. I think we all seem to be we seem to like the idea of having Arcadis look at it, given now their knowledge of the system. I think maybe that's the process conversation to have, and make sure we're clear for when the next folks come around.
Okay.
Any thoughts on your end? Or?
No, as we move forward with the projects we're working on now with them, you know, it's easy to continue moving forward because we have direction. When we have something like this pop up, it behooves me to have some contract, a scope, or something that I can have them under a different contract, you know.
Like on-call services almost.
Yeah, and that was more along the lines of what I was thinking last time, and maybe that's something I need to discuss with them,
Yeah.
which is kind of what I just heard from you. Let me open up the discussion now. Hey, if we're gonna ask you to do this, what would we need from you? What type of contract, what type of scope?
Yeah.
To, you know, set the fees, let's be ready to go if we need you.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful for stuff that you end up thinking, you know, it would be a good idea to have them take a look at, to just have something set in place to make it happen.
It doesn't have to be Arcadis, they just seem a very logical choice, given that they have been working on.
Yeah, I mean,
Studying our
it's
system.
professional services, so we can choose
Yeah.
who we want, and, you know, as long as we negotiate rates that we think are reasonable and competitive, they're the clear choice, given their knowledge now.
Yeah,
And recent, you know, new knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
they just dealt with it, so
They know
it's
more
not-
about it than we do.
Yes,
Really.
yes. And I
Interesting.
mean, this is a large, you know, if they do the 424 units again, I mean, that's somewhere in the area of comparable of 60 houses. So I mean, it's a considerable development there. It's not a small development, so we want to get it right.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
I
that
was
third-party review
interested
helps.
to see that at the schools are being redone and homeschool's being redone, and Ty and Bond did the engineering, and Joe Canis, who I know is up there giving the review. They had a peer review.
Yeah, we
of-
did the peer review for Henley and Royal.
Somebody else-
Passed on
yeah,
homes 'cause
Matt-
I live across the street.
Somebody did the peer review for
Yeah.
that, so it's not an uncommon
Yeah.
thing in zoning,
Yeah.
anyway.
So, okay, so then, does anybody already kind of agree with that direction, Ted? Or Ted?
Yeah, no,
Ed? Ed?
That's
We'll
why we
talk to
brought it
them.
up when you came back in the room that
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
as
yeah.
more of a general statement,
Yeah.
because I wanted to include you in that.
Yeah, it makes sense, and this isn't gonna be the only development, we'll have another one that comes
Right.
down the pipe.
Ha ha ha, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I've heard it a few times.
Thank you, Ed. All right, item number 8, some good stuff, spreadsheets. Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
I even got some color in there.
Sewer budget, fiscal year 23-24, some color.
Little blue.
Well, you really,
Little blue
really
highlight.
outdid yourself there. Did you take
There
it?
isn't a chance to
They
go to
do
second
monitor our color
of the,
printing here, so I have to be very careful.
That's funny.
All right, I usually kind of jump in and work my way down through here, but I'm gonna give you the high-level shot first. The big ticket item for us, as always, is the sewer treatment.
Service, yep.
And as you see, that took a 4% hit. It looked like their budget at the Stanford WPCA went up a little bit. I massaged it a little bit to kind of get me where I think I'm gonna be, but to better safe than sorry, I I bumped it up a little bit on this number. We did have some high flows last year, but we did have some large rain. So that could be a reduction for us coming also. So there's a kind of a balance there, but I leaned a little bit towards just bumping it up, not too significantly, but enough to cover my concerns. So that is the biggest one here.
Wow.
That,
A little preview of my own life here with medical insurance.
yeah, don't, well,
Yeah.
there are two numbers that came back after I sent this to you folks, and finance had recalculated them. I just want to make sure that you have them correctly.
Okay?
Is it okay if I give them to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, top of general overhead and miscellaneous expenses at the bottom.
Yeah,
Okay, number one's insurance premiums,
yes.
23,778 is the new number.
Oh, that's a reduction.
Yes,
Okay.
that was a good one. That was a
Yeah,
good
that's one.
find.
We like that one.
I do like that one. And go down about 8 lines to workers' compensation. 17,713 is the new number.
Keep making these mistakes.
I do the best I can. So,
So what does that do overall for the general overhead? It's going down by 41,234, so it'll be more like 523.
524,026.
Okay, 524. So it's still a fairly sizable
is.
increase.
Now, you take a look at the last number, transfer to.
Transfer, yeah.
That's where we get our benefits out of this whole section. There's the principal and interest for our bonds. There's all the capital work we're gonna do. So there's root control, equipment replacement. There's pump station rehab and collection system rehab.
And that's in the 249?
Yes.
You say? Okay.
Yep. And there's, well, of course, the CCTV work that we do yearly.
Okay.
So add all those numbers together, and that's where you get that 249 from.
Okay.
All right, so it's the capital, that's where the money comes from and is transferred to the capital.
So,
Oh, I see. So that stuff's paid out of capital, but it's got to come from somewhere, and
Yeah.
you throw it in general overhead and miscellaneous.
Correct.
what's the
Under,
estimated total change?
172,371. Right?
I'm sorry?
Well, about $40,000 less than that, actually, so about
Okay.
130.
132. So hopefully phase one saves us 132,000 and we're awash.
Well,
I'd have a big smile on my face.
but certainly the increase in sewer fees, you would think would cover that, right?
Oh, that's a good question. So 130, let's just look at 130.
I'm trying to figure out where you got the 130 from, so
Well-
you guys are,
The
Okay,
bottom,
sorry,
You guys are
sorry,
working
well,
my
let's slow
spreadsheet
down.
better
So
than I
you
did.
the far bottom
revised-
right,
You revised, let's look at
isn't that
the total, yeah, hold on. The
Final.
total on general overhead, and I'm gonna go back a couple of steps. The total on general overhead and miscellaneous, you're saying is now 524,000,
Yep, 026.
which is about $44,000 less than where we're starting on this spreadsheet at 567.
Yes.
Or 568. So if we take 44 off of the 172 in the bottom lower right,
44. That's
44.
128.
yeah. You see the 172 in the bottom lower right?
Pasture blue,
That's the overall increase of all columns, right?
Let's see what you guys are doing. So you want that bottom right-hand number that says no transfers.
Yeah.
Okay.
128?
157,666.
One what?
157,666.
We
What
need
is
to
that
take a
mean?
dollar out of that. I don't want it to end in 666.
Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice. So that's what's left. So that's the change. The overall change is what you're looking for, right?
Okay, yes. So 157 divided by, so what's your percentage now? This says, my sheet says 4.3. What does your sheet say?
4.0.
4.0. Okay, and what was our increase this year?
I want to say it's like 2.9.
2.9.
Yeah.
So we'll cross our fingers.
Well, but also this is, at phase one could knock, the 2,940,000
Well,
down.
this budget runs from what date to what date?
next July,
July to July, yeah.
July
So-
July 2023 to
So
June
phase one will definitely be done.
Any of the things that get done before next July help.
Yes.
So phase one helps, plugging that 18-inch at the pump station helps, the redevelopment of Corbin helps, all these things help.
Yes.
Less rain,
Well, but Stanford also gets less rain, so it's, and since it's a percentage.
but they're less leaky than we are. We're more leaky than they are,
Okay.
so less rain helps.
I apologize for the changes, but
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's, this is never like set in stone. You're changing it up until you're not changing it anymore. I'm wondering on that, transfer to other funds row, if we need, if we should call it something else and or have more detail there.
I mean, have it broken out?
Yeah, maybe it doesn't need to be on sheet, maybe it's on a separate, but, you know, your explanation of what's in there helped me look at this and make sense of it, but it's a number
Judy's
that,
my capital.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That, you know what, I'll include that next time. I'm thinking how I could do this, but I'm looking, well, how did I come up with this? I have a spreadsheet that looks like this with all the capital stuff on it, whether
Yeah.
it's general fund, parking, and sewer.
Yeah.
So I have a whole,
Yeah, because it seems to be, I mean, a lot of these are pretty consistent year over year.
yeah.
That one is all over the place year over year, depending on what you have in the hopper.
And I'm trying to rebuild some of the accounts too, that we use the pump station replacement and
Yeah.
rehab. We've used that a lot over the last couple of years, so now I'm trying to, $25,000 here, $25,000 in the collection, which we used to repair all the pipes that we found on the street. So that, those accounts have been coming down. Now I'm just trying to build them back up a little bit in case I need them for something, or some type of an emergency, but there's going to be more pipes to repair.
And because we're gonna do the CCTV stuff annually for 8 more years, should that just be a line item in the budget? You know, versus something kind of buried in the capital accounts?
That would be a Jen Charneski call.
Yeah.
To try to play by her rules.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's something I can ask her.
Yeah.
If we could put it, maybe it's in an,
I mean, it's fine with me if it's in the capital account spreadsheet, we can see it there, but.
if it's in the capital, I can roll it over.
Yeah.
If I leave it in the operating, at the end of the fiscal year, it goes
to general
away.
fund.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
or in this case, it goes back to our fund balance.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
but it doesn't mean that we lose it, it just means I have to reappropriate it again.
Yeah.
So if
Which
I
would
save
be-
money on one
which would be
year,
the transfer to other, yeah,
that's why the transfer to capital.
okay. So we're gonna call it transfer to capital, and then you'll give us the capital spreadsheet. Is that where we?
How about I send that to you?
Yes, that
So
sounds
you
good.
guys.
That's
Well,
fine.
I'm still trying to figure, you know, what was our total, sort of last year's, last budget, water usage in reality
Yeah.
times the new rate?
Oh, what is our revenue side?
Yeah.
I don't remember. The,
I'm
the,
just curious as to-
4.4 million,
was, projected revenue,
Just to-
yeah. I just had to look at that.
okay.
And we are at like 600.
So that's higher than 4.2, so we should be good.
Yeah, but I think we took it where we wanted to replenish a little bit because we had taken some out the last
Yes.
couple of years.
Yes, and we know we have some work to do.
44 million?
No, 4.4,
4.4 million.
What did they, I'm sorry.
but we wanted it, we wanted the ability to have money there so that if they found a leak, they didn't have to, a big leak, they were able to fix it as quickly as possible
So
as
multiply
opposed
that
to
by the new rate.
Stanford Capital.
4.4 no, that's the projected, income for this year.
No, I want, take the
Rathman?
Cough drops.
last year's
I might have.
volume of water
Yes.
times the new rate. Where do you come up?
Oh, I don't know what last year's flow was.
Anybody know?
Well, no, yeah,
Was that the
I
860?
thought that was 4.4.
4.4 million.
Is the revenue side,
Revenue
it's
side.
water times, water times rate.
6.88.
Is that 4 million for,
Yeah, that's the 4.4.
with the new rate?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right,
We're good.
yeah.
Great.
Oh, there we go, that's what I was looking for, thank you. Are we good with the review of the budget? Any further comments or questions? Yes.
I'm gonna pull
Yes.
it, Darren, I'm sorry. Send the capital spreadsheet, there was one other thing, I'm sorry, it went blank.
You just changed the name of the,
You said call Stanford Capital, and you said,
Transfer to capital instead of transfer to
Other
other funds.
funds.
other, transfer to other funds, you wanted to call it something different, and you wanted more of a description, right?
Yeah, you wanted that.
Well, it
backup,
was-
wanted the backup on that row.
The
Back up on
principal
that.
and interest, the root control,
Yeah.
the equipment replacement, pump station rehab, CCTV.
Yeah, you
There was
said a
one
bunch of
other thing
stuff
I
they
didn't
wanted
write
to know
down.
what You said.
Okay.
But those would be itemized, and then you could see the root canal from year to year. I mean, root control from year to year.
You'll see it as it rolls out.
That would be interesting.
We may not be able to change that from other funds, only because it has principal and interest for the
Also,
bonds.
there are some
There
other,
are
It
some
might
other
be a
things
standard
that are
account
transferred out.
line.
That's why the broad statement, so. But I will make it part of giving you the budget, I'll give you the capital too, next time.
excellent. Superintendent's report, that was gonna be my next question, is how's the pipelining going?
They finished the pipeliner
The main line?
main line on Tuesday. They've already done some of the manhole invert rehabs. And they were supposed to start some of the manholes today, but with the rain, I think they're gonna start off tomorrow.
Who was working on Old Kings Highway South? Is that the water company?
That's Darren,
Oh.
causing traffic problems.
Oh.
No, that's us.
Oh.
National Water Main
That's-
Company.
National Water Main is out there
Well,
doing the
they-
lining project.
Well, that's good, because although it, caused everybody consternation, you can blame it on the water company, because that's the name they had on there.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Or blame it on the supervision, I don't care about that either.
So we're working on the lateral liner plan now because of the configuration of some of the existing pipe and how it had crushed. When the liner went in, up at the tops, there are ripples. So they don't know if they're gonna be able to line those laterals the way they had planned. There's a different top hat approach that's a little bit different, a little more flexible, with the pipe not being completely round. So we're looking at that right, just for that first two sections at the top of the hill. Maybe the third, we're gonna take another look at that, but Lindsay's on top of that. She's,
Are we scared by that at all? Like ripples, scare me.
no, it's hard ripples. Hard ripples.
Is that the
It's not a
section
flat.
where we were seeing the skeleton?
Yes. So right now, we
so
have
the-
actually a
Do
solid
the ripples
pipe.
have any structural integrity issues?
No, you're not gonna lose anything with that pipe now.
They just cut, but they're on the top, so it's not a friction issue either.
No, it's not gonna cause an issue with the flow,
Okay.
nor does it lose any structural stability. That thing, when cured, is as hard as you can get it, straight or rippled.
Okay.
So that's ongoing, but I'm glad to hear this week we had finished the main line.
Yep.
So,
How many laterals are there?
Dozen,
no, I think there's,
2 dozen.
yeah, I think it's like 26 laterals, and there's 18 manholes to do.
That's the next video I need to watch, is how they get up the pipe and then into a lateral and do it. That's good, that's
That you
good
almost
stuff.
wanna come out and see.
That's good stuff.
I invite you out to see it. Our guys are always out there. Somebody from Arcadis has been out there when we were doing the pipelining, so it'll be the same, but
Well, they plot it
take a chance.
prior to putting the liner in, correct? They plot the locations
Yeah, they
prior?
video and record the locations.
It's really just amazing that they can line it, leave those open, then go back and do another lining of those. It's just amazing, because all this work can be done from top without digging it up. It's amazing.
And
That's because they have little men.
I think it's got, it's probably cost-effective wise.
It's the same as my knee, arthroscopic surgery.
Yeah, laparoscopic, that's the way to go.
All right. B,
Our CCTV work, our annual program is nearly complete. They have this week and next week, and then they should be done. I heard the 16th was the day.
Any surprises, or they haven't,
find surprises.
Well, I know you initially found that little pipe coming out
is
of the
there
pump
like a-
station.
Yeah.
Picture of you tattooed on the top of the pipe anywhere?
That'd
or-
definitely be surprising. But no, just the. just
Big
the-
leaks,
Big leaks, big
Yeah,
leaks,
that's-
Big leaks,
big
bad
leaks and big
pipes.
cracks.
big leaks, bad pipes.
Just, just the roots over at the Stony Brook.
Okay.
That pipe there, we need to, so we shot it with root control. We had Dukes come down and do a day's worth of work, so we included that in some other places, and we're gonna give it about 4 weeks, see what it looks like. But my guess is we're gonna line that one as soon as we can, so that we don't ever have to dig there again. There's no laterals. It's about 90 feet or so, 100 feet. And,
How much does something like that cost? Quick.
just to get them out there, they were talking $20,000 just to set up, and didn't care
Mobilization.
how long
Yeah.
the piece was.
Yeah.
So, start there and something this short, maybe 25 grand, 30 max.
But no spots where there's, like I said, skeleton?
No.
Okay.
No,
that's
nothing that we had to go after quickly. Our next round, into next year when we do it, we're gonna pick some spots that have force main discharges, so that we can take a harder look at the sections downstream, because obviously our quick peek at where they were just discharging in the manhole and then going gravity, we thought maybe we'd catch it right there. Those pipe conditions were pretty decent.
So we'll go down.
25 feet away, it wasn't so decent. So 30 feet away, it starts to deteriorate, so.
Yeah, the hydrogen sulfide can still be there, yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm sorry I don't have the flood-proofing video/photos for you. Tony has not tested them yet, only because we've been kind of spread thin
Oh,
with
with
the
the
camera
door.
crews and the lining and Tony trying to cover both of that and the rest of the stuff that we're supposed to be doing, so. We will get it tested so you folks can see them. We abandoned the pipe from Renshaw to Crimmins to the Stony Brook Pump Station. We've closed up five of the 6 locations. We have one left, and that's right at Stony Brook. But the flow coming in from the other 2 pipes into the junction was so heavy that we couldn't block it up with concrete and mortar. So we've come up with a plan. I think we went and purchased an 18-inch plug, mechanical plug. We're gonna put it in the pipe. We're gonna plug the water out. And it's about 6 feet down or so. I'm gonna have our contractor dig down, cut the pipe, abandon it right there in place, and backfill, and then we'll take that plug out and it'll be done.
Excellent. So the plug is temporary just to make sure it doesn't cause.
So it doesn't
unintended
back up and we can
consequences.
pump that pipe down and work with masonry outside the manhole where we cut the pipe out and we'll plug up the pipe.
So that 18-inch kind of extended through 5 or 6 manholes, you're saying?
1, 2, 3, 4, up to the 4. So from Renshaw
Yeah,
all the way to Stony Brook,
okay.
there's one on Crimmins, one in the backyard, one on Renshaw. So there was an extra one that we found out about as we
And
were
is
doing.
this in the same manhole as the main line? It's just up higher, or is it a solely separate line?
It's actually, it seems like it's a little bit lower, but because it gets about halfway full, and it's not even flowing.
Yeah,
But they say it does start to flow when you see the rain coming.
yeah.
So right now, it has no flow
Okay.
in it, or should have
So
none.
how did you plug it at the manholes?
Mortar block,
Mortar block
we had them climb down in there and fill them up.
Downstream, upstream.
As you got in the manhole, you do both ways.
So the last section now is the one that's still flowing.
Last section is still unblocked at the
And
manhole.
it's got enough water flowing in it that you can't mortar.
It's kind of back filling from the other 2 pipes that are coming in.
Oh, I see.
So there's one
It's
going to
just
Stony
the
Brook.
amount
There's
of
actually 3
water,
pipes.
The amount of stuff in the manhole makes it hard to do the work at that
So you
location.
can't sandbag it, it's just the flow's a little heavier than I expected.
Got it,
So,
got it. You can't work in the manhole to do the work.
No, you just can't keep it dry enough for it to set up.
Got it. Got it.
But we'll be doing this, and then we just got the plug the other day, so we'll be doing that soon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't really know what that extra pipe was, what negative impact it was causing, but given its location and elevation and age, you could only,
I mean, it's flowing that heavy and you're next to the Stony Brook.
yeah.
Put 2 and 2 together, it's gotta be something, some water direct connection somehow, some way.
Yeah,
And we tried a camera, and we just couldn't get through it to kind of put our eyes on it.
Yeah.
But we did our due diligence.
Yeah, no, if you really, yeah, all these little things, I love all these little things. Can't
I
wait
think
to
it's
see
gonna be a
results.
significant reduction, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and wet
I
weather
really
events,
do.
I agree.
So,
It's a big pipe. Yeah, it's a big pipe, directly connected to the pump station.
yep.
Fingers crossed.
Darren, you anything on Corbin?
I do not know anything new.
Nothing new on Corbin. We'll try to get an update for next month. I'd like to give you guys an update on when they're gonna start getting that old line taken off line.
Yes.
Since it
that's-
seems to be a point of contention for people reading our report.
Yes,
So we'll try to do that.
thank you
Reported
for
last month about the post office and everything.
pursuing that update.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was that?
Thank you for pursuing that update. Thank you in advance for pursuing that update. It would be good to have a projected date that could be as soon as it can be.
Woodway and Hoyt, we don't have any updates on that.
Yeah, I did email them.
Okay.
Again, both of the bulletins. And their COs are still on hold to their pools.
Save the sound. So, as you saw,
Did you folks get my email?
I did.
Penny's email, I'm sorry.
I did.
I haven't had a chance to read it, but I saw it come
It
through.
was just did you guys wanted hard copies? I would have made them and given you to
Oh,
tonight. Not that
no, I
you,
saw that part. No, I don't want hard
Bob, not
copies.
that you needed to read it, just if you wanted them, I would have. Had Penny put that in it. It's not for your reading or discussion, it's just, it's a lot of paper and sometimes it's easier to read it. So please, go ahead. Greg?
Yeah, so they issued their, this, Save the Sound received our SSES report, the sanitary sewer evaluation study prepared by Arcadis with appendices measuring more than 2,000 pages delivered ahead of time. And provided that to their consulting engineer, PEAPC maybe, is that it? Something like that? Yeah. Their consulting engineer, who went through it and provided a 8 or 9 page report of comments on it, which you've seen.
24.
24 page, okay, 24 page. I guess our response is shorter than theirs.
You only read the first 8 or?
Maybe.
That's a lot.
Reader's Digest.
We, that came, when Ed was about to walk out the door for his vacation. But we got the letter up to Arcadis, our consultant, and asked them to prepare a response. They have prepared that response, and as of today, we sent that response back. We believe in the quality of work that Arcadis did and the decisions that they and the town made together to complete the SSES. So most of the answers sound like that, with much more technical information behind it. But it is now in their hands, and we have offered either to meet with them if they think it's necessary, or to have the 2 consulting engineers meet together if they think that would be more productive.
It sounds like we're where we're standing.
That's right.
Sounds like they received it, and they said by the end of the week they'll get back to us, but we'll wait and see. We did get an extension on our deadline to respond till the end of the year, so we've met that as far as responding to them.
Yeah.
And I think the intent was to try to, all of us to get together before the holidays, and we'll see if that comes to fruition or not.
Yep.
So, I will say, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but I think the main crux of a lot of their concerns revolves around the report from 2005. And we've had lengthy discussions with sewer chairman, our lawyer, our consultant, Darren and myself. I mean, just on, even before we started to take this over, and what we should be doing out there. And I think I believe we stand in a really good place, because I think we've done what's in the town's best interest right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've taken it's not like we're ignoring information. We've taken all the information that we've had and we've acted accordingly. We replaced all the pumps in the pump station. We replaced all the drives with variable frequency drives in the pump station. That's helped the capacity of the pump station, such that we could then turn our focus to I&I mitigation, which we have in force. And we believe we'll have a very fruitful I&I mitigation program, which we are enacting now.
Ahead of the schedule
Ahead of
that
schedule,
we were requested to follow.
yes.
So,
Anything else in the superintendent's report?
The trucks that were, when National Water Main was at Old Parish in Middlesex, that was,
The lining?
no, that wasn't the
No, it
lining.
was lining.
CCTV.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
We
you were doing
put
that.
them in the locations of the next phase so that we could get a benefit of our CCTV and cleaning now. Arcadis will take that now and use that as part of their, review for the pipe as far as leakage, I&I, infiltration. I thought it was a better approach than just picking a spot out in northern
It was
Darien.
information we needed, so-
That has-
or that would be helpful to us.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help us jumpstart the second phase.
Should I ask that next question?
You wanna know what the second construction phase is?
Yeah, what's the schedule?
That contract is sitting on my desk right now,
Oh.
in draft form, I just have
The
to.
design contract.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have to sign off on that, I have to review it, or one of us has to sign off on it, I gotta find out who signed off on the first one and then follow that. But I need to
I
review
signed
it
the first Arcadis contract.
for Old Kings Highway South,
Oh, no, the big one.
the big one.
Yeah, not the,
I
not
may
the,
have signed off on the lining,
which is fine. Yeah.
so that's pretty much where it is right now. The last month has been a complete blur, to be honest with you. And just trying to get everything back and not lose sight of that project out there has been time consuming.
Okay. We good with the superintendent's report?
Can I ask for something here?
Sure.
Remember I don't know if you remember, but you sent us, or all of us, maps, including map 11, which shows the pipes going into Stony Brook Pump Station.
You're talking about related to Thorndale Circle when
Yes.
they were talking about splitting the flow?
Yeah, but I mean, just having seen the map, the old map, do we have a new map of that area? Because the map that you sent, in good conscience, I need to see the new one, because that one doesn't make any sense.
There were some specific questions on pipe sizes and directions not making sense.
Yes.
You want to do that offline with Darren?
Sure.
Okay.
It's specifically map 11 is,
Yes.
okay.
I mean, I'll find it.
He's looking for how that pipe went from one size to another across that field and underneath that Stony Brook.
Yeah,
If
And
you're
that's
talking
all-
about this field out here,
Yeah, and then.
I don't know.
And then from there to the pump station, it like,
Yeah.
there's like a section of pipe that has no, on that map, there's a section of 275 feet which has no diameter, and then it gets bigger, it gets smaller. And, I mean, getting smaller, we all know is a cardinal sin.
Yes.
All right, so you'll take a look at map 11 with Darren offline.
Yes, no problem.
And to the extent that clarifications can be made,
And
we'll
share the
pursue them.
information with the rest of them.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be great.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have it, you don't have it, but I just kind of, it's been
I know we had a
lurking in the back of
blockage.
my mind that I'm,
Yeah, we had a blockage in the field here, and when we opened it up, I said, that's not an 18, it's a 24. And also the wall thickness is like that thick. I'm like, it's not a liner. They didn't pipe burst and so I remember looking for the same information.
Oh, so it
I'll
might
try.
be, well, okay, we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you, we struggled looking for that when we first had the problem out there in the fields,
Yeah.
because nothing made sense.
Yeah.
But then I'm not looking for the maps anymore. Let's pop these things, and let's find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to look for a map, I had a blockage, so.
But I don't know what we'll call it, diagramming that, mapping it, whatever, is that part of what Arcadis is doing? They're not doing pipe size?
They are inspecting the manholes, and along with the manhole inspections come the pipe sizes. Yes.
Yeah, but they're not updating any maps.
No, we're not, they're not doing the maps, it's just the GIS portion of it.
Okay.
That's just us.
But we
I
might
know,
have.
I know
we
what
might
you're, I
now
know what
have-
you're looking for, and I can't put my hands on it myself.
Okay.
But you're right, we should have something, we should have found it, or we should have had it in our office, which is the as-built plan of whatever they upgraded out there, because what's on that map that we have isn't out there in the field.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
I'm sad to say it, because which means we
Oh,
don't have an
you're-
accurate
is it-
record of
You're
it.
Is
sad to
it-
say we don't have the records. I'm at least happy to hear that it's upgraded.
I mean, can we pop the manholes and look and check and update the map?
We did, I was looking for an 18-inch pipe, and I found a 24.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it is. I was looking for concrete, and I found PVC. And so I'm starting scratching my head, like, they must have upgraded it, so, like,
Where's that project, you're saying?
where is it? Right, it had to be somewhere.
When was it? Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be notated somewhere.
23 years here? I gotta think it was
Yeah.
before Darren.
Wow.
Only
It
because
was.
he remembers everything,
Well, no.
most of everything. And
Maybe
he
that,
would've
maybe that
remembered
was the job where they said, handed them the shovel, and then, we don't know. It's never inspected.
Maybe that's-
Any new business?
I'm sorry, I'm going into the weeds on that one, but that one just.
Doesn't sound like we have new business. Peter?
Well, let's see, how about making a motion here that we adjourn the meeting?
Sounds good to me. All those in favor?
Uh,
All right, we are adjourned.
I'll second it.
At 5:30. 1 hour. My favorite length.
Okay.